Hi, this is Sandra from the Bible Talk Show, and today we have another book in the Bible that we're going to be looking for God's judgment and God's love in it. And this is the book of Obadiah. Okay. You know, this is the smallest book in the Bible, and this Bible book, Obadiah, is mainly on judgment, and there is not even a scripture in there on God's love, even though he loves Israel and he's always there for them. But this is only about destruction and judgment, and very interesting. I recommend you to read this book in the Bible, Obadiah, because it really kind of fits in what's going on in the world today. Okay, the summary of Obadiah. The book of Obadiah is the shortest book in the Old Testament. Okay, Old Testament, and consisting of only one chapter. Its primary focus is on the nation of Edom and its fate. Let's delve into the background first. The prophecy is directed toward Edom, a neighboring nation of Israel. The Edomites were descendants of Esau, Jacob's twin brother. Okay. And the theme here is judgment and retribution. So the book emphasizes God's judgment against Edom due to their pride, violence, mistreatment of Israel. And this is what's going on in America right now. All right. Retribution. Edom's action will lead to their downfall, and they will face retribution for their deeds. In essence, the United States is in a critical time right now because they have turned away from God, just like what's going on over here in this book. And if we don't come back and bring God back into our life and pray to get rid of the demonic forces that are running our government, running all of our systems, we are in world of trouble. Okay, so think about that. Key verses, Obadiah 1:15. The day of the Lord is near for all nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your deeds will return upon your own head. And this is the fate of America for all the terrible things that we have done, the killing of millions of babies, aborting babies, and even after they're born, and all the evil things that man has been doing here in America, sex trafficking, drugs, alcohol, all these kind of things. So we just are really in a bad place. And so I recommend to read this book, okay? And the message here today is despite Edom's arrogance and trust in their mountain strongholds, God declares their impending destruction. The book serves as a reminder that God's justice prevails, even when nations oppose his people. So everyone will be punished for what they do. All right, application. It says we learn about the consequences of pride, mistreatment, and enmity. God's love for Israel remains steadfast, and he holds all nations accountable. So we're all held accountable for our actions, for our deeds, what we do, but yet God has his love for Israel will stay always. Okay, Israel and Jerusalem over there and the Holy Lands will always be God's first love. Then the rest of us came later. Okay. All right, let's go to the next page. So in God's love, as I just read, God's love for Israel remains steadfast, and he holds all nations accountable. So in essence, we are all held accountable for what we do. All right. Now we'll go to scriptures of God's judgment in the book of Obadiah. So in 1:15, Obadiah 1:15, it says, the day of the Lord is near for all nations. As you have done, it will be done to you. Your deeds will return upon your own head. And this right now is the United States of America is really in a critical period that we need to really bring God back to America. We need to be praying to get rid of all the demonic forces that are running our country. It's a really, really critical time, and help people to find Jesus. All right. Obadiah 1:18. The house of Jacob will be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. The house of Esau will be stubble, and they will set it on fire and consume it. There will be no survivors from the house of Esau. The Lord has spoken. Okay. And then Obadiah 1:13 states, the pride of your heart has has deceived you, and who live in the cliffs of the rocks and make your home on the heights, and who say to yourself, who can bring me down to the ground? Well, ladies and gentlemen, God can bring you down to the ground. Your pride can destroy you no matter where you live, in the mountains and all the best places in the world. God knows where you are and he can bring you down. So don't think that you are going to escape what is coming on this earth. All right. And the conclusion today, the book of Obadiah highlights God's sovereignty, his justice, and his unwavering commitment to his people. The book of Obadiah serves as a powerful reminder of God's justice, sovereignty, and unwavering commitment to his people through the prophecy directed toward Edom. We witness the consequences of pride, mistreatment, and enmity. Despite Edom's arrogance and trust in their own mountain strongholds, God declares their impending destruction. The book emphasizes that God's love for Israel remains steadfast, and he holds all nations accountable, as we already concluded. And in summary, the book of Obadiah teaches us about the consequences of our actions, the importance of humility, and the assurance that God's justice will prevail. So I hope you get this. I hope you read this book. It's really good. It tells you exactly where God stands on arrogance, pride, injustice, treating people wrong, doing bad things. You will be judged. You will be punished. So I hope you enjoyed this book of Obadiah, and we'll be back next week with another one. God bless.